Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and start the endorsement interview process for State Senate District Number 4. And running for that seat is Esper M. Hickman. Is that correct? Did I get your name right?
Hickman, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do is you'll have 1 minute to respond to every question. But first, we want you to start with a 1 minute just give an introduction of who you are so that people kind of get to know your background a little bit.
My name is Esper Hickman. I'm running for State Senate District 4. This is my very first time. I was compelled, encouraged from my group of friends to run for this district because it's, to have a representative for President Donald Trump. And so I was really praying about it. I said, okay, let me just, anyway, actually, after I immigrated here in the United States, when I first got my driver's license, the DMV clerk asked me if I would like to register to vote. I said, sure. And she asked me, what is your affiliation? I said, I never heard Democrats before, so I said Republican. And she said, and that was like, 28 years ago. And so I did fill up the form, and I was registered Republican ever since. Never involved in politics ever until 2008. Okay, so I joined the Tea Party. I listened to a lot of conservative talk radio. I studied Constitution. That's what I first learned, the Constitution 101 and things like that. Anyway, okay, thank you.
Okay, in the interest of time, since I'm moderating as well, I'm only going to ask you one question. Sorry, this thing is messing up on me. What is, with all the stuff that's going on right now, there's a lot of restrictions on what you can and cannot do with campaigning and things of that nature. So what's your plan to get elected now that you're not able to walk? So what's your plan to get elected? And you have 1 minute.
Well, we have a lockdown or stay at home until the April 30th. So I don't think so. We are not able to walk around the neighborhood until after April 30th or maybe May, June, July. We should not be restricted our freedom, our liberties to do what you can do. Aside from that, of course, I'm gonna probably hire someone to do all the emails and phone calling. I'll do that myself most of the time, and mostly it's just spread the word with all your contacts, and I think I will be probably doing door knocking and passing flyers. It's just very conservatively, and just let them know that I'm running for Senate District 4, opposing the Democrat candidate. We really need to balance what is going on in this state of Nevada.
Okay, thank you. The next question will be asked by my colleague, Mr. Moore.
Thank you. And thank you for being here, Ms. Hickman. Who is the Democratic candidate on your side, on the other side?
Let me grab my...
Your opponent.
Yes, let me see here, if you don't mind. Marcia Washington, and she was appointed to the last year of a 4-year unexpired term, Senate District 4.
Right. Okay. Thank you. If you're elected to the state senate, of course you'll be dealing with obviously state issues, NRS regulations, and that here in Nevada. Where do you see the current governor, Sisolak? Do you find that his actions in this situation we find ourselves in now, do you see that he has the constitutional authority to do what he's doing, or where do you see that at?
Well, I understand Governor Sisolak, he is now actually been doing he's practicing, I mean, what, his emergency situation thing regarding this COVID-19. And in fact, he was caught harboring this hydroxychloroquine to this, keeping it for the elite, for the criminal, instead of our, regular citizens who is really having these illnesses. And some of them died. We have like 34 deaths here regarding a coronavirus thing, and he's hoarding those drugs. And why he's banning it? I think the president signed the bill for the right to try. So we need to balance it. He cannot just mandate. Be a dictator, and everything what they do is just trying to raise the taxes without representation. Last January, our sales tax went up a little bit, and our property taxes and all of that. And what shocks me about all these Clark County employees too, they're having so much, the salary is so high. For 2018, one person, I just checked on that thing, they can have a salary for $154,000. For heaven's sake, people are working so hard. I'm a entrepreneur. I'm a small business, a real estate, practicing real estate for 17 years, and okay, thank you.
Hi, Esper. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is going to sound like an easy question, but I think it's tough. For the viewers, can you give us what you think the job description is of a state senator? What you think if you're elected, what you're going to do? Like what the job description is. I don't think a lot of viewers at home know what a state senator does.
Exactly. And I'm learning all of that, since 2008. I'm just really educating myself about the politics here and what our senators and assembly congressmen people are doing. We usually know that Congress has the power to impeach, and then the Senate do the passing, to vote for the judges, the Supreme Court, and all of that, So every time it always goes with the Congress first and then pass to the Senate. So, I'm learning about all this, how to do this, reading the legislation thing, and how is it going to be good for the American people, for my district, not only for my district, for the whole state of Nevada, actually. So we need to balance, and we cannot just allow the other party to lead and power grab and just raising taxes without representation, which is not good at all.
All right, good afternoon. My name's Giano. My question is, hold on one second. What's your main priority if elected to Congress, and what makes you feel like you're qualified, or as a state senator, and what makes you feel like you're qualified for this position?
I said I've never run any public or political before, but learning about all these things, I think I would really representing to balance what we are facing right now between these two parties. And I would listen to my constituents, what the issues are, and most of all, that what is our president is doing now, President Donald Trump, which I supported from day one in earlier June of 2015. What he's been doing is exactly what I truly believe, just to give the power back to the American people. And by the way, regarding that mileage tax, which also concerned me, they just passed. Last year, So now when you are renew your registration, you have to put down the mileage for that year, for the whole year, and they're gonna study that for next year, And then when they find out how many mileage you're driving for that 1 year, and they're going to tax you for that, it's the study, they're going to start it. So we cannot do that.
As a state senator, your primary concern is state of Nevada, of course. Regarding the same-day registration and voting issue that is currently circulating around, where do you stand on that?
Actually, I disagree with that. They call it like ballot harvesting, which is really, really what the Democrat Party is for them is the strategic. You know, that happened in California when the previous governor, before Gavin Newsom, what was it? He signed that bill. And so in 2018, how the Democrat Party there flipped 7 out of 14 Republicans flip into Democrat thing, which is, you know, the ballot harvesting, which is some of the states that's illegal. We cannot do that. And I believe that we should stop that. You know, I don't agree for the same day registration and then voting. I don't believe in that. We have to stop that. This is becoming more corrupt from the Democrat Party, what they're doing it.
Esper, Nevada's legalized marijuana. Obviously, it's not legalized federally, but are you for or against that? And do you believe it's a gateway drug? Do you know what a gateway drug is?
Well, I'll try to answer that question. Well, I'm a Christian first, conservative, and registered Republican. So regarding about all this marijuana, they're passing it like legally. It may be good for some people who are really sick, because I truly believe that marijuana also can cure some of the very illnesses that, you know, I'm not very familiar, but, you know, I believe in that they can, but we have to limit, they should not be hoarding it or something, but I haven't really studied about it, but I truly believe that people who are really sick that needs that marijuana for them to relieve the pain, and I think, you know, they should have it. You know, that's what the president is signed the bill, the right to try. Regarding the passing here in Nevada, you know, people making money, but as I said, we have to pass some regulations regarding that to limit the people. We're not gonna, you know, let younger people buy it, only for the sick people, and I think that is just my concern.
Okay, so my next question is, how do you feel about healthcare law reform and also criminal law reform, and what would you do to make a difference if elected?
Okay, we have so much issue about the health care first. As we all know, the Obamacare was rammed into our throat, and a lot of people lose their private Medicare, health insurance, I mean, their private health insurance. Well, like me, I'm a self-employed. I never went into getting into this, they call it Affordable Care Act, or, you know, and I couldn't afford it. You know, why can't we just take care of ourselves? Leave me alone. I don't want government force me to buy something which is against my will. I'm from the third world country. I can take care of myself. I know. And I don't like people be forcing to buy from government. It's not good. And I paid some of, you know, when I didn't have that ACA, of course I paid a penalty. But I fought for it. I just keep on, you know. But thank God for President Trump that he removed that individual mandate. So I think I would leave that to every American citizen, because I truly believe that the healthcare went hijacked when this Affordable Care Act, you know, Obamacare went, because without the individual mandate, you cannot afford it. So I would say we have to go back to the conservatively way. We have to reserve America's healthcare, which is really, let the people do their own and buy interstate healthcare.
Okay. And then what about criminal reform?
Okay, criminal reform. I do believe on that criminal reform, because just like what this woman that what's her name? I forgot. That was for couple of decades. She was in jail for just a slightly. We have to look at that very well too. We cannot just let people out if they have a very heavy, a criminal record. Okay, so I do believe some people were being jailed by not really. They're not really. We have to reduce the sentences. It really depends what kind of crime they committed, and so I do support some of that crime reform thing, criminal reform. Sorry.
As a state senator, you may be facing on this next legislative session a call by the governor and the current reigning party that they're going to claim that we're going to need to initiate a state income tax to make up for this overreaction on this that's killed the economy here in Nevada. So, do you support a state income tax or not?
Well, obviously not. State income tax, we should not. I will not support state income tax. The ingenuity of every small businesses and every hardworking American really need to, you should keep your own money, and we've been paying too much taxes already. Why can't we just reform all these 13,000 more employees in the Clark County alone for their salaries and all besides their benefits and all other pay? Come on, give me a break. I look on that page 24 of that one who emailed me. Being an assistant parks and recreation, what does he do? As an assistant parks and recreation, his salary in 2018 was $154,000, ma'am. Sir, that is ridiculous. I've never earned that myself,
The figure I'm going to quote is from an article I read about 15 years ago, but it's probably much more now. I think it was Sunrise Hospital was spending $80 million on dialysis for the kidney on illegal immigrants. How do you feel about that?
Of course, it's outrageous. It's egregious that taxpayers like you and I working so hard that we have to pay for all this non-essential or even, an illegal. We cannot, the country cannot sustain. It's not, we have to think about our country, our kids, our children, our grandchildren. What is in our debt nationally, almost $23 trillion. United States is the greatest country on earth. That's why a lot of people coming here. If they would like to come here, they have to come here legally.
Okay, so my next question is, how do you think this current administration is doing during this pandemic? Do you think they're doing a good job, or should they be doing something different?
Well, obviously, President Trump is really doing his job. He is listening to the scientists, which is the COVID-19 task force with Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx. President Trump is relying the data from these scientists that gave him, that we are relying to this data, that when are we going to shut down, or until when, how long we're going to shut down the economy or close the small businesses. Okay, so President Trump, he is, been listening to all sides. But regarding about all these businesses closing down, and I think he's really listening to also the Treasury and to stimulate the country. They already passed it, the Under CARES Act. And so I truly believe that Trump would like to open up the business again pretty soon. That's what he said lately. We cannot, that he says that the cure, we cannot, we cannot shut down our economy, our small businesses, because all works is essential. And I truly support him for everything what is done during these 3+ years of his presidency. Thank you.
I'm good.
I'll give you one more here, Esper. Opiates, the opiate drug, it's been a big problem around the country and also in Nevada. Is Nevada doing enough? And are they doing the right things in terms of opiate addiction and the programs? And if not, what can they do better?
Well, in regards to Nevada, I haven't really read about that, about the opiates thing, but nationally, what the president is doing about to control the opiate drugs infiltrating into this country. That's why I believe that closing the borders, first of all, is first and foremost to really stop all these illegal drugs pouring into this country. So regarding Nevada, I really don't know. I haven't read about it yet, what this current governor is doing about how to control it. But I do believe that human trafficking is also most very important thing that we should stop. Human trafficking.
Okay, so with Hurricane Maria that hit Puerto Rico, how do you feel about the administration's handling of the Puerto Rican citizens / American citizens?
Well, let me try to recall what I remember that was that a couple years ago, last year regarding.
In 2017.
2017. Puerto Rico government, actually they're very corrupt, and they are hoarding and they're hiding a lot of all this that the USA is delivering to them help, but they are hiding all these products into their warehouses, and it's very corrupt.
How do you know that?
I've read it.
And where'd you read it?
Gateway Pundit, MRC News, Breitbart. So, and actually, they're a very socialist country. So we and actually, a lot of American, Puerto Rican Americans really against that. And
Okay, Mrs. Hickman, thank you very much. At this time, can you do me a favor? That concludes the questions that we have for you today, and we want to thank you very much for coming out. I understand running for office is very tough. This is a very stressful process. So I've been in that position. So I understand how stressful it can be. But can you do me a favor? Can you look in the camera and I'll give you 2 minutes to explain to the voters exactly who you are, why they should vote for you, and then please give them your contact information so that they know how to contact you to get involved with your campaign.
do I have to include my phone number?
No, if you would like. No, your the information to be included in helping you with your campaign. But if you don't want to give your contact information, that's fine too. You don't have to.
I can give my email address because I haven't
Okay.
got my website yet.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yes. My name is Esper Hickman. I'm running for State Senate District 4. I submitted my application, of course, last March, and I was nervous about it, but I was encouraged by my friends and my sphere of influence just to do it and just to represent the Republican as a Republican candidate. What I'm trying to do for this campaign is that I would like to represent the people in Las Vegas, in Nevada, that's the whole state. Even though in my state Senate District 4 is a small district, but of course I'm representing the whole Nevada. I just would like to counterbalance what is going on in Carson City, especially the other party is the majority, and we have to counter that and balance it. We cannot just raise the taxes, state income taxes, we have to stop that. The state mileage, we also have to stop that. All this thing is like controlling your individual liberties. My name is Esper Hickman. I'm running for State Senate District 4. The reason I'm making this decision is that I was encouraged by my sphere of influence, and I don't like what is going on in the state of Nevada right now. We've been they've been stripping away our liberties, and we would like to counter that. We would like to balance it. We don't want, I do not support the state income tax. We have to stop that. And the mileage tax. The health care, we have to also support what President Trump is doing about the health care right now. Yes, and opioids also, we have to also stop all of those things. Human trafficking. So I know it's kind of like nervous for me because this is my first time, but I'm gonna doing my best because I'm a conscientious. I very study hard. I'm a constitutionalist. I studied a lot of this going on in this country. We need to support, the American freedom. We need to have liberties and to uphold our Constitution, which is very important. This is United States of America. So, as you can see, I'm an Asian, and I really love this country. I support closing the border, which is very important. We cannot allow illegal people fluctuating into this border, besides a lot of this drug trafficking. So I truly believe what the President Trump is doing for all these 3.5 years, and I hope that, and I support him a lot from day one. So I'll do my best to represent my constitution in District 4, so please vote for me. You can reach me right now, esperhickman@yahoo.com. Honestly, I haven't got my website yet, but I will be contacting you because I'll be hiring someone to do that. Thank you so much, and I need your vote. We have to counterbalance the opposite side of the party. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That now concludes our endorsement interview for State Senate District Number 4. Thank you.